Hello, everyone. We are live with the city-states of the Insatiables. That's what we're doing. I just had a core memory unlocked from years ago. Guys, it's not illegal to enter buildings drenched in water, but I am dry right now. How are you all?
I'm
pretty
much.
I'm pretty
wet right now,
I'm
John.
Moderately hydrated.
That's like halfway to drenched.
Yeah.
You know, it goes dry, hydrated, drenched. Oh,
I think
man.
that's the scale, correct, yeah. Moderately hydrated, then drenched. Nothing in between.
Nothing in between.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to open up with what's been new in John's world before I jump to Red here, who's dying to speak. I'm a little bit sick still. I've been sick for 9 fucking days. I may have gotten COVID. But as I am shy to all medical professionals everywhere and in all forms, I have not actually confirmed it. But I am, following safe health procedures. Quarantining myself as if anything's changed. Regardless, how have you all been? It's been 2 weeks. Red, let's start with you.
What's up? I had my anniversary yesterday. Now I'm
For
here.
what?
Being in a relationship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
89 years to
Thank
go.
Oh. Gonna say, I thought you were 12.
Mazel tov.
Just think, you're 1/90th of the way to the finish line. Isn't that cool, right?
Well, it was my 5th. So
you're one. I'm not doing that.
18.
Yeah.
Very good. Congratulations, if congratulations are what you want.
Or commiserations, if
you
commiserations
asked how I
are
was
what
doing.
you want.
That's what I've been up to.
Alright.
Schooling that.
Busy 2 weeks. Nick, how are you?
I'm drenched in project planning at work. And I'm pretty sure if you walk into a building drenched in project planning, they immediately arrest you.
I think so. It depends on the project, depends on the plans, that's for certain.
Depends on the building.
No. The building, it doesn't matter.
Depends on the building, actually.
Greg, how are you?
I'm quite good, thank you. Been hanging out, doing normal stuff, playing video games,
Hell yeah.
not dying of COVID,
That's good. Pen, how's it going?
Going good. Had a busy week. Went to a summit thing for professional people.
The I-5 or I-7?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's for preschoolers, preschool teachers.
Mm-hmm. I see. Rube! You're the
I
last one.
am doing. I always am the last. I'm always last. For now, I've
You're
had a
first
great
in my
last couple
heart.
weeks. Oh, thank you, Hannah. Great couple weeks. It's been a hectic week because we're doing this big turkey smoke for charity on Thanksgiving.
You're giving the turkeys drugs?
Pretty much, we're giving away 16 smoked turkeys. So that's been a process. I hate shopping this time of year. But life's been good. I've been jonesing to see all of you and play some Dungeons & Dragons.
Hell yeah.
We've been in his mind. It's free real estate. Look at that.
Free real estate.
Rube's the weakest link.
it's free real
He's
estate.
Sentimental.
I'm moving in.
Well, when we last left off, we did our session 0, we created our characters, and today we're going to introduce them. But not just this moment, for I need to narrativize where our players and our characters currently are. Party, it is currently the 10th of Fantasy July, that's July in Fantasy World, known as Eos. You are currently in Eos Majoris, is specifically the Southern Realms region, province, area, subcontinent, whatever you want to call it. All those things being distinctly different, but are the limitations of a map before you. Currently, you are 3 days outside of a lovely river town known as Dan Ibble. Specifically in... Oh, that's way too far. Uh-oh. Let me zoom in for... Not that far. Ooh, technical difficulties. We're staring at a map painting. There we go. Dan Ibble. In the waste where salt flats meet the sands. Further eastward? Yes, further eastward, you will begin to notice that this map blends in with Eos Minors, the location of our last campaign, which is the furthest thing any of our characters care about in this moment. For you all are on a hunt for a Manticore, an overseer of the salt mine extraction works company, free peoples, who knows what they're really doing. You don't care. You're not salt miners, you're fucking adventurers, you're cool as shit. You have magic. You don't dig
Who
up
needs
salt.
salt?
Ugh.
Just
Manticore
sweat.
came by the salt miners, swooped down, grabbed a couple of them, and flew off into the desert onwards, where it was tracked to a small ruined hut, construct, temple, shrine, something like that. Not like a temple, but a structure that has a little bit of a roof still on it. You will be paid 500 gold for returning proof that you have slain this beast. Normally, that is the tail or its head, but it's hot out here, and no one would blame you if you left behind the 700-pound corpse that will be this Manticore. Excuse me. Still dying, guys. Please forgive my tactical pause as I recover my throat.
It was for suspense.
Indeed. It was for suspense.
Suspenseful COVID.
Yeah, suspenseful COVID.
Guys, I
Never
don't have
know.
long COVID. I have suspenseful COVID. It builds
Never know.
tension before breaking.
It really does.
Never know when it's gonna strike.
Party, it's been 3 days since you left Dan Ebel, and you, frozen in this time lock that John has kept you all in, have already found the Manticore, or the Manticore has found you. There's not much cover out here in the salt flats, and this creature of aerial capabilities saw you coming, and you have now pushed it, shot at it, threw axes at it or insults, and are trailing it to its pathetic lair. That will be dragging us onto a map, but we will not be rolling initiative as normal just yet. As I desperately try to find my beautiful rap battle. There we go.
Are we having a rap battle? Is that what I heard?
We are
Yeah.
rapping at this Manticore.
Oh my goodness. Somebody get me mustard. DJ Mustard is a producer of beats for rap artists. Kendrick Lamar most recently has dropped an album that shouts him out in a very comedic and entertaining way.
Thank you for the facts, Greg.
You should
Take that
listen
to
to-
Jeopardy, folks.
TV off. It's great. Also reincarnated. Also great.
I guess you. I'm gonna roll a fancy 1d6 die here to decide who will be taking their first turn and rolling initiative first. Because I wanna, I'm a
Give me 1
trailblazer.
second. I heard a suspicious cat noise.
All right.
Ah,
well, I hope I
those
won't roll
suspicious
you, though.
cat noises.
suspenseful COVID and suspenseful cats. They go hand
Red,
in hand.
you are first in my character ensemble to describe for us your character, roll initiative, and tell us who is your favorite party member here.
What?
Yeah, you need to tell me. Who's your character? What do they look like? And who their favorite party member of this group is.
Of course. You put me on the spot here, John. I wasn't expecting it.
I hope everyone's ready, because random questions are coming, guys.
Yeah, of course. I'm playing Thymond. I'm trying to read my last name again. Thymond
Huthgok?
Huthgok.
There you go.
Huthgok. It's a great last name.
Sorry, what?
Thymond Huthgok.
Okay, right.
The Huth, as he's known.
A dwarven jeweler on an adventure. He is 4'4", pale white skin, as he spent most of his time sitting inside the guard post, making jewelry, not really doing his actual job. And now he's out on the land. He is a Battlemaster fighter with green eyes, auburn hair, and, you know, his favorite party member, other than himself, of course, because he's great, would probably be the other dwarf, Osric.
Oh! I dig it. Go ahead and add that to your character sheet, then roll for initiative, bud. Because you're going to take the first turn as this Manticore hurls a tail spike at you. Let's see if it hits you real quick. Does a 24 hit you?
I mean, yeah, 24 would hit me, I don't think.
Alright, suffer 10 piercing damage and go ahead and tell me what you do on your first turn.
Let me roll initiative.
Yeah, go ahead. Perfect! What do you do on your first turn?
I'm a responsible person. I will, of course, reread my abilities. I'm responsible. I'm way too far away to be doing anything.
You're only 40 feet. Come on, surely you have any ranged option available to you. By the way, this Manticore is like on a ruined wall, just sort of hurling spikes at you guys as you approach, but no big deal.
I don't know if my things go that far, John. You can put me in a pickle here.
Wait,
Run
how
forward.
if I
Hand
moved you
axes.
10 feet forward? Are you happier now?
You've been pickled, man. What are you gonna do?
Run forward and throw a hand axe.
Yeah, come on.
I'm
Huthgok,
actually trying to figure.
Be a dwarf. Come
good
on.
dwarf,
What if-
Huthgok.
Okay, I figured out how long I could throw it.
Like 60 feet or something?
No, you get 15 feet of range on these bad boys.
Oh,
You
you're
get 20.
fine then. Hurl away, buckaroo.
I'll be able to go here. Yeah, I'll roll a disadvantage to hit this guy.
Okay, go for it. Charging up a ruined steps, you hurl a hand axe that goes far, clinking against the stone wall. As I find out who goes next in my broken initiative, that is going to be Pax Posidio? Rube?
Pulsadio.
Posidio. Gotcha.
So he runs up, not too far adjacent to Thymond. You see a young human with pitch black hair, an eye patch, ruddy, sunburned, mostly skin, tanned and sunburned. He being a bow as tall as he is. And the one eye you can see is a brownish yellow.
Mr. Eye Patch Man, I've got a question for you, if you don't mind me breaking your flow
I'm ready.
here. Are you ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Why are you 200 gold in debt with an assassin?
I hired the assassin to take out a loan shark that had other assassins out on me. And then I thought he would die in the process, so I wouldn't have to pay him.
Yeah.
He was way more successful than I thought.
Yeah.
So now he wants the money. And I've been hiding from him.
Very, very cool. I do feel obligated to ask, was the 200 gold more than the debt originally to the first debtor? Or was it less?
Way less. The first debtor I owed like 2,000 gold to.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yeah. And so this guy, he's like, oh, I could take care of that for a couple hundred gold.
Well, go ahead and roll for initiative, and also tell me if this tail spike hits you with a natural 19.
That does.
Alright, so 9 points of piercing damage. Oh my god, you rolled the same initiative?
Wait, no, he's 0.1 above me.
Very
Yes.
funny.
Let me mark my health real quick. 9. Am I within 30 feet of the Manticore?
If you move forward, definitely.
Cool. I'll use my movement to move within 30 feet of the Manticore. Bonus action, I'll Hexblade's Curse it.
Alrighty, it is Hexblade's Curse. Go ahead and throw that in the chat for us.
Yes. Okay.
What is an arrow if not a small sword?
Okay, and then I'm going to fire an arrow at it.
Then fire away. Oh no. The 7 is unfortunately going to strike the thrown hand axe in the air that also goes wide. Oh,
We were trying to do that. It's about impressing the Manticore first before we kill it.
Yeah.
Number
Make a
3, that
statement.
brings us to Mr. Greg. I need you to please describe your character for us.
Okay.
Roll initiative.
I
I got a question.
am
for you.
playing Hungwon Jun, a human male who is wearing like chainmail and armor underneath a long white flowing robe from his strange cult that he was a part of. He wears his long black hair tied back behind a headband with a simple symbol of his order upon it. He is a cleric of order from a remote recess in the mountains somewhere nearby in this riverlands that worships a god of knowledge and human interest, but in a strange and a non-traditional way. He follows the 3,000 precepts and as such walks directly towards the Manticore in a straight line at a reasoned pace, not rushing nor being overly slow, so that he may perhaps tank ever so slightly. As he does so, he turns to the bowman and says, "Your shot was wide, your stance narrow. Follow the precepts and aim true." And he casts a healing word upon you as he does so. You will feel first
Constructive
the
criticism.
caressing. You will feel first the caress of the holy words of magic, dealing 6 HP back to you, Pax. But then you understand that this is not just a spell, for I am an order cleric and I have the voice of authority. And you have been touched by one of my magics. Please make a weapon attack against an enemy that you can see.
Okay, that is really cool.
That's super cool. Go ahead and do that.
Fire a shot.
That hits on a 14. You have found its AC, sir. Oh, excuse me.
And it does some extra damage because of the curse. It does. What's my proficient? Two extra damage.
Yes.
So 13 piercing.
13 piercing damage. Jesus Christ. Oh. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and subtract 13 health from this big old Manticore. However, I've got a question for you, Greg. As well as a tail spike directly aimed at your head, but I think a 9 will miss.
It misses because I walk the unerring straight path, and the creature expects me to dodge, but it doesn't. I do not, and it just whizzes by my head.
It sure does, but I do have the question of what would your character sacrifice everything for?
My character has an answer for that, but we are not at a point in the campaign in which revealing that nature makes sense, I think. There was once a kerfuffle in the recesses from which this character hails. Hongwen Jun was once a great cultivator, but has now been reduced to this third level person that he is now. And at the heart of this kerfuffle, there is somebody he is looking for out in the world. And it is for that person, I think, they would sacrifice, though information beyond that, I think, is irrelevant to them now.
I like it. Go ahead and roll for initiative real quick.
I shall. Yeah.
And then we are going to move on to, let's see, Osric. You are next on my list, and I do have a question I need you to answer almost immediately after you describe your character. So,
Okay.
go ahead
All
and
right.
describe for us your character.
Before you is a abnormally short dwarvish man, half naked, chest hair fully on display, covers like the majority of his body, and juxtaposed to that, he has a fully bald head that is glistening in the sunlight. He's slightly tan, and clearly is on in the years. Oh, my thing freeze. Cat, what did
Sure
you
did.
do?
Oh no!
She's a monster.
The cat has destroyed the camera.
Character. Okay. Get off my computer. This is the last time you've broken something.
No, I'm no longer
so
the
done.
DM, guys.
I know.
Uh-oh. It's all
Who's
over.
the DM? Quick.
Hen's the DM.
I am the DM now,
Uh-oh.
as my
So John, tell us about Osric.
yeah. Tell
Osric's beard grafted into his chest. To get
Yeah,
a
yeah.
natural order. Well, fuck him.
What did you do?
What did you do? What happened?
I don't know.
Where's
I thought
your
she
camera?
just unplugged it, but it's not working anymore. It's not even turning on.
Oh no.
Nope. Wait.
There we go.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Oh my
for
god.
the
Okay.
speedy recovery.
I
Osric,
did
I
it.
need to know an immediate question, and feel free to treat this like you're a living torpedo. Who
Yeah.
is it you're actively tripping over right now on the start of your turn?
I mean, Osric gets like really excited. Who's this? Who's
That
this
is
person?
Pax, I believe.
Just fully fucking barrels into Pax. Like.
You charge past him. Perfect.
Osric is small, but he is mighty. Though his face looks old, his body is very youthful and strong. Covered in so much body hair. He's also like he's old, so he's like he doesn't have the best eyesight in the world. So he just kind of like eye level with everyone's asses. He just kind of like walks like, where is the fucking thing? Where'd it go? Get out the hallway! I can't see.
I point with the bow. He's over there, you blind daft dwarf.
You point in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so.
That's good because Ozric like launches a fucking javelin, just in that general direction.
Away in the general direction.
In the general direction, not raging yet, so not fully angry, but you know,
you will
getting
strike
there.
True, dealing another 7 points of piercing damage to this Manticore, who lets out a mighty roar in pain after being struck by 2 projectiles.
Ozric roars back. Yeah!
To use its movement to begin to rotate. And it is fully out of things it can do. As we, I ask you to roll for initiative. And then we jump to our final contestant, whose question may as well be part of your character introduction. Jonal the Glimmering. Please tell me, Jonal, what is your greatest shame, and why is it working for McDonald's?
Jonal's greatest shame. I think Jonal's greatest shame is that he was ever, like, weak, right? He sees that living off of what was just like the dregs of society, and now he's seen this sort of like sorceress power, and like he does not want to be the him he was when he was just an orphan on the street.
Using your magic being your greatest shame. Am I correctly identifying that?
Well,
And now you have to work at McDonald's.
yeah, now I have to work at McDonald's.
Having to work.
That I ever had to work at McDonald's is my greatest shame, John.
Indeed. Whatever McDonald's is in this fantasy world, equivalent.
He's not a draconic bloodline.
I knew
He's
McDonald
a Ronald
back in the
McDonald
day.
bloodline. His power comes directly from the clown himself.
The ancient red clown, yes. Jonal, please roll for initiative and tell us all about you as you take your turn.
Jonal is a 4'10" half elf, clad in gaudy reds and golds, and maybe looks like he works at McDonald's with all those reds and golds. But yeah, he's a little bit taller than the dwarves, but up closer to their heights than the humans of the group. So we have a bunch of short kings here. Let's go. As he strides forward and reaches out with his wand in his right hand, and then, as a feint, brings his left hand up and casts Scorching Ray from it as 3 shots of fire erupt from his hand.
With only one striking the movement of this Manticore, making it a strange target as it enters the building. You will deal 6 points of fire damage to this creature. Being the first one to notice as it raises a paw up to absorb the shot, that on this creature's wrist there is a massive bracer that looks quite heavy, dragging this thing slightly to the ground as it ends its turn and starts our first real turn of combat, where John will no longer break up this creature's actions as though it is a legendary monster. Teehee. Having at least one target, the cleric who's shouting healing bullshit and giving archers inspiration to attack.
I do not shout. I speak at a measured voice, loud enough to be heard, and not a whisper, but it is prohibited to shout.
Your calming voice shocks this entity. He is a panic-creating terror, and you were just incredibly calm and level, and that terrifies it. He's gonna hurl all 3 tail spikes at you, Mr. Jun, if I am pronouncing that right. But if I'm not, be struck for a natural 20, which will hit, a 16, which will probably miss.
A 16 will miss, yeah. The 23 in the crit, of course.
The crit will strike for a total of 15 points of piercing damage that pierce your chainmail.
I'm less annoyed by getting hurt as I am that there are now holes in the robe that I wear over my chainmail, and it is no longer perfectly, knit. This is disturbing.
You are disturbed but not displeased, or displeased?
Oh, it is displeased perhaps, but disturbed first.
Very good. The Manticore takes a steady position upon the center of what it deems its territory. And that brings us to Osric, who's next up in turn order.
Osric, gets out another javelin, waves it around. Get out of the fucking way, you fucking hairbrush! And, bounds up the stairs.
Hairbrush.
And though senile, we'll throw another javelin.
Yeah, go for it.
At the thingy.
A 22.
For a 22.
Strikes true. Dead on. For another
6 damage.
Oh.
Throw it, and then I see it hit, and I go, whoop! Take that, that's 2! Write that down.
Bloodied.
Who knows how to write?
Osric, you got any bonus actions for us, Chief?
None that Osric cares to do right now. He's having a great time. It was hard to get up those stairs, alright? His hip hurts right now.
The ruined, unstable stairs are treacherous, but what do you have for us, Mr. Jun?
Hong Jun continues to walk the unerring path, straight forward, until he gets, kind of stopped here by Osric, and then turns 90 degrees, takes a step, and then continues forward the rest of his movement. He does not dash, because dashing would require running, and running is prohibited by the 3,000 precepts. He then looks around and decides, this beast must hear the roar of our ferocious anger. All of you, be blessed by order.
You weren't allowed to yell, you fucking hairbrush.
Did I say I yelled? If so, that was a mistake by this strange person above me, and not me myself, who definitely did not yell. I follow the precepts. And he's going to cast Bless on all of his party members, excluding himself. As such, you are touched by... I have targeted each of my companions with a spell. I may choose one of them to hear the voice of authority. And since they're kind of far away, I'm seeing people throw stuff. There is someone with a bow, and they seem to be in range. So, Pax, you hear the voice of authority once more. To deal horrific damage to this creature, please make a weapon attack against it.
Yes, Hongwon-jun. Let me mark Bless.
I'm assuming that was a 2nd level slot, right, Greg?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Because it has to touch 4 people.
Gotcha. And then
Was Osric blessed?
I'm sorry.
We all got
Osric
Blessed.
is, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
all of my companions, but not myself.
Okay.
I don't know. See where to click Bless. I'm just gonna roll a 1d4.
You will strike on a natural 22, sir.
Okay. Dealing. Come on, computer. Plus 2 damage. 11 damage.
For future reference, Rube, your Bless is underneath your saving throws. You will see a global save modifier.
Yep. See it
and
now.
a global attack modifier. I made sure to put that in everybody's sheets before we started. You will deal
You're the
11
best.
points of piercing damage to this creature. It is beyond bloody now. Anything else from us, June?
No.
Sounds good. That brings us to Joe Null the Glimmering, who feels... Oh, there's something perceptual inside of you right now.
I'm pretty sure Jonal, like, immediately breaks, like, 4 of the precepts, like, darting in between the different companions and just, like, walking up the steps, like, to the sides and just, like, immediately
Do
just
not rush,
none
my
of the
child.
rules.
Do not rush and walk the unerring path. It is the way.
Get the fuck up here!
I will show you the way. Next time.
And then
He's gonna
I'll,
fucking die if he stands around any longer. Duck, you idiot!
And then I will fire another barrage of scorching rays, this time out of my wand proper.
Oh my god!
Damn.
$19 damage. Not the best rolls, but 3 hits I'll take.
Death score, but it is still 100% combat effective. Anything else for us?
Nope.
Okay. Pax, are you the Manticore Slayer that you believe you are? Or is this left of a fighter?
Where's my character?
You are the lime greenish piss-colored robe in the back.
Why did you make me piss color, John?
I wonder. It's like the art you sent me is dyed piss orange.
Okay. I'm going to. Is it? Will I see him if I run this way? Or is there a wall in the way?
There will probably be a wall in your way then.
Okay. I will mount the stairs to get. I just want to get good visual on him to fire a shot.
You have it. Take the shot. Shoot the shot. Kill Bond. You shoot the shot. At minimum, you deal 3 points of damage. Please tell me, where do you shoot that fells this beast?
Right in the eye.
You... Of course it would be. Straight through the eye socket into this brain, this howling monster with the face of a man, a body of a lion, and wings of a bat, and barbed tail of some eldritch horror, gets struck head first and dies. Which is not working, because not all of my shit works. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Roll20. Let me do that for me. You trash. Party! We are not out of turn order yet, as Pax fells this beast. Bring it up with Thymon. Thymon, what do you do as you hear the death knell of this creature?
I was gonna be very unhappy. Like, he was excited for battle. He's going as fast as he can. He's going towards the steps. He gets there, and by the time he gets there, everyone else has just rushed up and killed it. But he's gonna still have that little bit of hope that it's not dead yet, and he can still get up there and hit it.
Confirm the kill, yes. Do not be arrogant. Who knows if we could have slain it so easily.
Definitely the wrong music. Whoopsie.
Still get my
Play not the wrong music, GM. This is against the precepts.
But yeah, Thymon will see. Once he gets all the way up the stairs, he'll be like,
Touch it.
he's gonna give a big exhale.
Don't look at me like that. Go try it. Double tap it. Don't blame
It's
me.
already, it's already dead.
Touch it.
You know I got stumpy little legs. Can't go as fast as you.
Poke it.
Hoothguard, Hoothguck, Mr. Guck, if you will. Your party stares at you with foreboding anxiety and or extreme uncaring calm. As you walk into this somewhat breezy shrine, structure, temple, You look at the walls around you, Huthguk, and you, a dwarf, have a thing called stone cutting. Go ahead and throw that in the chat.
Of course. I know about stone.
You sure do.
Damn.
Roll whatever dice is associated with that beautiful stone cutting, as I just give it to you for free.
I can do that. Where is it? Oh,
Damn.
natural 1, John. We aren't finding out anything about this stone.
You look left. You look right. This sandstone. This stone. This... It's made out of sand. Huthguk, stone can't be made out of sand. There's no way. Sand is coarse and rough and gets everywhere. It can't
Like
be
thousands
dense.
of little stones put together.
More than that. Millions. Each grain of sand. You look for the bodies, all of you, as these miners, these salt miners, are not present. Or if they are scattered, buried somewhere nearby. Their fates are not your concern. Instead, your concern is this bleeding body, which you all are beginning to inch towards. Feel free to move around the map at your discretion. As John pulls something up.
Can Osric do stone cutting also as a dwarf?
Does
You're
Osric
old and
care about
senile, old
stone?
man.
If Osric cares about
you-
stone, this is a character choice now.
Yeah,
A
Osric
craftsman.
Osric used to be a blacksmith before he felt the call of battle.
Notably stone-related profession.
Notably stone related. Yeah, so he's so low to the ground. He just kind of like leans over and just like, just like it's a big woof
Yeah, go
of
ahead.
of this stone, and
I see what kind of campaign and characters we're currently running.
You said
Poor
combat
dwarf.
orientated.
woo, this is gonna be great.
Two perfect
Oh, man.
dwarves.
Oh my god, look at this big, beautiful beast here! Isn't it glorious?
I'm gonna chop
Yeah.
the Manticore's head off.
Oh, hey, let me try to get my arrow out. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you can do that while I'm doing this. I don't think I'll get it.
Huthguk, you fucking dumbass.
What the fuck?
I'll try to recover some of my ammo, John.
Pax, you will
Yeah,
hold
Osric
your
will
horses.
also do that.
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
arrows are currently unrecoverable, for as Huthguk strikes the head off of this creature, all of you, I shall state, are having their attention pulled to this central stone motif, relief, whatever it's called. It's definitely not a fresco. Frescoes are painted on rocks. This thing is seemingly...
Fucking art bullshit.
It is some sort of art bullshit that at first appeared decorative, but as monster blood begins to leak and ooze and then spray violently upon the chopping of the head, you will watch as a fragment of glass set inside this middle piece, or the centerpiece of this art, suddenly absorbs the blood and takes on a very red hue. For my magically inclined, which is about all of you, you will immediately smell in the air a magic.
Osric does not smell anything.
Osric smells nothing. He's lost his nose long ago.
Can I touch the piece of glass that's becoming red?
Yeah. You all watch as Huthguk's fingers, already stained with blood, touch this small piece of glass that, with a bit of prying, really just a little bit of leverage, it's almost loose in the ground, You pop it free and feel a arcane tingle in your index finger as it begins to hover on its own, defying gravity. That, or you are the best piece of glass balancer on an index finger in the whole world, Simon.
As soon as it starts to hover, Ostrich like turns around and starts walking away.
All right, Osric begins to disengage in fear and panic. Got it.
Now
This
this
can
is
make a beautiful
common
piece
sense
of jewelry.
survival instinct, all right? It glows, it hovers, and I can't touch it. It's too high. We're gone.
With the same height,
6
old
foot,
man.
You can't reach it.
It's 4 inches off the ground.
my
It's
God.
too high.
It's too high.
Notably, this strange piece of glass, or blood diamond, if you will, is cold to the touch. And you can begin to see a fracturing pattern of crystals forming within the blood that it has collected, excuse me.
Oh my god, it's beautiful! The
Eh.
fractals in its form! Let me
Like a
see it.
Beautiful piece of jewelry. I found it.
If you all
Hold
die,
on.
I am taking the gold.
Let's
Do
make
not
an
be
agreement
greedy.
here.
This
If
is
Fuck
against
off.
precepts.
Greg, I watched your head shoot up as you...
Just the precepts. I love it.
I'm going to look at it. This could make a very beautiful piece of jewelry. Maybe a necklace? Or
I don't know
ring if
much
I give
about
it enough
magic,
time.
but I think you hand the magic rock to the magic guy. It might just blow up. I don't think you want to sell something that might blow up on somebody's neck.
Well, it's not
Or
like
maybe,
bubble
or
after
maybe you
that.
do.
I'll say fine. I'm gonna look at the good priest and toss him it.
Ignoring Joe Null, you toss it at June.
Come on, Mondo! Why
Well,
you gotta be
well,
like that?
Expertly catch this out of the air with my like negative dex. Clearly.
You will indeed do it. Even with your negative dex, you anti-dexterous monk, you will just extend your hand out, and as though this small, maybe 1 inch long, 1/4 inch wide jewel connects with your innate magic in your hand, you watch as it begins to hover, slowly oscillating with gravity.
I point a javelin at him.
Javelin
Like a
out.
spear. Just like...
It is good to be prepared, but fear not. I follow the 3,000 precepts. My mind and body are ready.
I can't even count that high, you motherfucker.
Do not worry. I shall teach you. It is a simple matter. First comes 1. Then comes 2.
And I just snatch it out of his hand.
June gets to 4 when you snatch it out. Oh, what do? Is you touch this cold to the touch gemstone filled with Manticore blood.
Well, this could be something dangerous, and so it is important that we figure out what it is as soon as possible. And so I will immediately pull a pearl from a pouch on my side and cast the Identify spell as an action.
How'd you get this pearl?
I mean, you don't ask an urchin where they come by the things they have, John. That's
Happy
rude.
Okay. You nicked it
You know,
off
we found it. We found it.
Liberated it, even.
You found it off of someone, somewhere, or something. Hey, maybe you are just a really good clam shucker. I don't know. Who am I to question?
It was probably, looking for a place to sleep one night, getting into like a warehouse or something. They had some stuff.
Happy Meal Pearl. I like it.
They wouldn't miss
Pearl
just one little
warehouse.
pearl. For
Pearl
sure.
warehouse.
And an owl feather, apparently.
They identify
You just find those on the ground.
Well,
That's
yeah,
it.
anybody can find owl feather.
Pulling free your pearl and sticking it somewhere with a somatic component, you also liberate your owl feather, tucking it in your body or waving it in the air. And as you spend 1 minute of this casting time, I want to jump around everyone else real fast, just to get a heads up. Osric is clearly suspicious of any magic, but is this for a reason, Osric? Are you terrified of the unknown? What's going on?
Osric has like a healthy dose of suspicion to things that he cannot engage with, and he has no magical capability whatsoever. Beyond getting really angry, and then he blacks out, and then he wakes up again and lots of people are dead. So like, is that magic or is that just like really good at fighting? Who's to say? So it's like it floats, it glows, like it's ticking all the check marks of like don't touch it, and it might blow up, so walk away.
In his last couple of years, he's gained greater curiosity for the arcane through different events and things that have happened to him. So while Jonal is working on that, he'd like to study or investigate the arcane carvings in this not fresca.
Go ahead and roll for Arcana now, but we will come back to resolving that.
That's a straight roll.
Okay.
While they're all fucking around with the magic, can Osric like look around for dead bodies and or
I'm doing a character
the
check-in,
minors?
but certainly just in a little bit.
Mhm.
Next up, I want to go to Huthguk. Huthguk, what is going through your mind? You cut off the head of a Manticore, not even dealing damage to it. Honestly, your team is just like really murderous and you're not much of a fighter apparently. But what's going through your mind as you look at this jewel being identified?
Well, he's sad, right? First of all, he's sad. He really wanted to look at it. It's a gem. It's a beautiful jewel. Can turn it into jewelry. And they took that from him, which is sad. But a good jeweler knows how to find a gem out of anything. And so while he's identifying it, he's just like with a pair of pliers pulling out the spikes out of the Manticore.
Understood. And lastly, June, what are you doing as Jonal is doing this? Are you just still counting, or what's going on?
I think Osric eventually just like is clearly not paying attention, and Hongwon Jun is like, one day. But he then realizes that his robe is not in order. There are random holes in it, and he does not have a sewing kit. So instead, he is taking his spear point and putting new holes in it so that they are like matching. Yeah, so that there is now symmetry in the holes in his robe. And this takes him some time because he must measure it exactly. It
must
cannot
be
be
measured exactly.
Yes.
What a strange bunch I have, guys. Osric begins looking for bodies. One of you begins to harvest the body, along with assumedly getting proof of kill. And of course,
Yeah, the whole head.
Pax. On the auspicious 9 out of 11, the 9 that you receive, this magical sigil, we will call it, or an arcane rune, seems to have no innate purpose except for moving liquids around. And you are unsure if the blood is what has done this, or if water would have sufficed, or if that gemstone, someone somewhere, thankfully hasn't done it currently, at least in this timeline. If even piss would work, as you slowly eyeball that diamond that has collected that monster blood.
Diamond.
You also look at the madman who is stabbing holes in his robes, like his ceremonial garb, and... Well, Pax, it's just a strange time to be alive, I suppose.
It's a strange time indeed to be re-alive.
Indeed. Jonal, the minute passes, and as you identify this magical gem, this beautiful blood diamond, you will hear an arcane voice. For those of you unaware, when a magical item is created, a wizard effectively can leave behind, or really, the one who made it, can leave behind an echo of identification that anyone with the identify spell can hear. It is normally a simple descriptor, also a maintenance manual, or a threat, like, how dare you take this from my grave, I'm gonna come haunt you right now. But what you hear inside of your head is a rhyme, a riddle, a strange, vaguely feminine voice that I will privately message you before reading out loud. Or rather, I'll have you read it out loud. That's fun, right? That's a fun thing to do.
Absolutely.
Right? Good luck.
You who seek the frosted cold. What?
I'm kidding.
You asked me to, John! You motherfucker!
I'm trolling, I'm sorry.
You who seek the frosted cold, look to the source of the northern serpent. Within the shade of setting Sol, the second servant's water Orient. Find what lays beneath the falls, and you shall see my king's sacred halls. Beware comfort, embrace the bitter, do not report, and you shall find ice that looks like feathers.
Jonal, do
You
you
were
have a
reciting
list?
fucking poetry up there. What the hell?
Jonal calls this out all of a sudden, seemingly unprompted. And I will get you the item description in just a moment. Continue, please.
Ice that looks like feathers. Is that like a frost? Like,
Rusty pine tree? You guys are throwing out ideas, it's just me and Jonal.
It is against the precepts
Sounds
to
dumb.
use unnecessary words.
Shut up, hairbrush.
Clarice, can you hand me my axe? As he points at like the one right near your feet.
look to the source of the northern serpent. It's in the shade of the setting Sol. Is a river a serpent?
That sounds like that could be what they mean. The source of the river, the
Mouth?
spring. Second servant's water orient. So beneath the waterfall. That's what I'm gathering.
John moves us to a new map, or really the old map. Jonal, what you hold before you, and maybe Corrin will find this funny, but probably Jonal won't. Excuse me. This blood diamond is part of what is known as a spell code. Effectively, it is a gemified version of a spell book that a wizard in the ancient times, or really a few hundred years ago when it was popularized, can use to obscure their magic from anyone who, like a thief or an enemy wizard, could sneak in and steal what magic they have created. This way, it effectively can act as a trademarked or ciphered barrier. By collecting effectively all the parts of a spell code, you will get access to a magic that you likely have never seen nor heard from or heard about.
There's a secret magic hidden within this gem and its compatriots.
The gem has friends?
Apparently.
How does a rock make friends?
The rock was already had friends, and then became what it is.
Well, yeah, but you have
It
to...
had friends before it became a rock.
Do not all of these rocks come from the same source?
No.
Yes. You seem to be very knowledgeable on this rock. I'm just asking questions.
Contains
Seems like it's...
hidden magics from a time long lost. Exciting.
Okay. What
Gross.
are these hidden magics?
How am I supposed to know? They're hidden. I need to find its friends.
Speaking of hidden, where are the
rock's
fucking
right there.
miners?
Probably eaten.
Oh.
Here, I'll show you. And I'm gonna go up to
I was
the
about to
Manticore's
say.
body,
Open it up. Open it.
and I'm gonna immediately slice it open.
You
Trying
slice
to-
it open, and inside of this creature's guts, you can find that there is indeed a human arm and shoulder that have been bitten off and swallowed whole, digesting slowly over the course of many hours.
That's
I'm
a
gonna-
third of one of them.
I'm gonna pick it up.
It is disgusting and slightly sizzling.
I'm gonna walk up to Pax and just like kind of point it in his face.
Grizzly.
Yeah, that's a bit morbid. I didn't figure you'd be the type to dig through human remains.
Well, this is a Manticore's remains, not human.
Yeah, but that's part of a person.
Beats me. I don't know.
Again, just one person.
I think I know human anatomy.
I'm telling you, that's part of a person.
Did I hear the guy wrong? Are there not multiple miners missing?
Holy.
No.
Was it all at once? I'm very confused.
What I'm confused about is this thing was wearing some sort of bracer.
Well,
Yeah,
do you
but-
want it?
It was
Yes.
bound.
I could walk
Who
up
would-
to it and chop off its arm and show you the bracelet.
Yeah, it's really bloody. I like it.
Yeah, please do, Puffka.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to the Manticore once more and viscerally remove the bracer.
You shall do this. And out of curiosity, Pax, I actually don't think this is much of a curiosity. But Pax, you are familiar with the forces of Sarl the Insatiable, correct?
Yes.
And I believe you were a soldier on the front line a while back when your path took you here.
Mm-hmm.
You will look at this great big bracer that has been fused or welded onto this creature's meat. as your dwarf companion, who did not damage this creature while alive, continues to hack it apart. You will watch as a familiar sigil appears. It looks like a strange serpentine, what we humans in the real world would recognize as a strange Y shape with two flowing wings that come out of it. Your spectral eye, hidden behind your eye patch, winces slightly as you look at the holy symbol, I suppose, holy sigil of the demigod known as Sarl the Insatiable. This Manticore was part of his forces and seemingly struck out on its own thousands of miles away from the front line.
That puts Pax on high alert, thinking that this was a forward scout, but we're so far from the Kingdom of Fire. So he's looking around for winged threats on the horizon.
You see none on this plane. But you can give me a perception check for fun.
So what the party sees is Pax, once he sees what Huthcook is holding, he puts an arrow to his bow. He's knocks an arrow, and he starts looking around wildly. 8.
On an 8, I believe, even on a natural 2, you would see the clear mound that is kicked up dirt that this Manticore had buried something underneath.
I pointed out to the rest of the party, and then, but don't explain why I'm on high alert just yet.
Osric, the mound is pointed out.
Osric walks over,
You
kicks it over.
Some kicks with some
Kind of like,
half-ass
nah,
searching.
you know. Yeah.
We'll find 5 corpses, 3 of which are human. One of those humans is utterly mauled and missing several parts of its body.
Yes.
And then you will find 2 goblinoid corpses that are also horribly maimed, but not consumed. It seems that this Manticore, like a strange mountain lion, was burying its food for later.
Yeah, is the rest of the bodies. Osric starts looting the bodies.
Like any good homeless man, you immediately start to cannibalize the dead. But these are poor salt miners who would not carry any sort of wealth on them out here in the heat. The goblins, however, you may roll an investigation check.
I am not as smart. Where's my investigation? 3.
They're goblins. They don't have anything cool on them.
It's 2 3s in a row.
Osric, I feel like kicking them around a little bit, just kind of like, yeah. Alright. My
Let the dead rest.
curiosity is satisfied.
Let the dead rest, old man.
They're definitely not resting anymore. There's food for the gremlins.
We should not disgrace the dead. We shall bury them instead.
They were buried.
I shall
That
put
was-
them to rest properly.
That was awfully close to a rhyme, Hung Wan Jun. I didn't think you were allowed to do that.
The precepts say nothing of rhyming. The precepts do say do not use frivolous words and unnecessary things.
Is
I'm gonna
is
catch you. I'm gonna
frivolous
catch you in one of them.
to say don't as opposed to do not? Which one's the frivolous one?
Everything you just said was frivolous. Step forward and begin preparing the bodies for the grave.
on his head and it's like, oh my.
Rick, it's
He got
100
me.
degrees out here in the
He
desert
got
in
me.
the middle of summer, but it's June's words that make you sweat the most.
Gosh darn it, he got me.
June, you will begin to bury the dead properly, or at least give them some sort of last rites that your
Indeed.
faith, your precepts demand. What does that look like?
Indeed. This is going to look. This is going to be like a very slow process of making them look as perfect and orderly and restful as possible, right? We are going to put them in symmetrical poses, with, all of their worldly possessions aligned in the correct sutras and whatnot. We're going to say the 17 blessings of death in exact order for each of them. Before burying them exactly 5.5 feet deep.
5?
Yes, because if they're 6 foot deep, then they're truly dead, then they can't get out. But at 5.5, it's expected that you could perhaps recover and punch your way out, Kill Bill style.
Is that true?
No, I'm not true at all. I'm just making things up about this weird cult, man.
Understood.
The moment you finish that, I'm gonna bring over the severed arm. That's what do you want to do with this one?
Oof.
You're really gross, Nothica.
I suppose we must treat this with the same grace as any other. Do not look down upon the disabled. It is one of the precepts.
Is oop worthless?
It's just an arm.
And then I will proceed to arrange the arm in the most orderly way possible, and then say the 17 prayers of death before burying it exactly 5.5 foot deep in the ground.
Understood. Do you have a shovel?
I have a spearhead.
Gonna take way too long.
Does
Hours
anybody
of
have a
multiple
shovel
hours.
to help him with this process? You guys are gonna be
No.
here a while otherwise.
Is a shovel considered a weapon?
In
Can I-
our old campaign, it is.
That is so true. Can I pact of the blade a shovel?
A shovel has a blade, John.
Does have
Show
a
me
blade.
Pact of a
You
blade.
can kill someone with a shovel.
Show me Pact of a Blade right now. Can you
on
summon a
it.
shovel?
I think it says
Is that
weapon.
something
let
a
me-
Pact
My
of a
heart's of
Blade
hearts,
warlock
I can
do?
Well, you could
And
kill
I have
someone
the
with a
improved
shovel.
one.
Oh, fuck.
A +1 shovel.
I like the idea that this takes a long time because at 9 p.m. Hongwon Jun will just stop working and wait for the next morning because we do not work after 9 p.m. So it'd be really funny if this took exactly a little bit too long, so he has to resume in the morning at 5 a.m.
Osric does not have the patience for this, and will start just kind of throwing bodies into one grave altogether when he has his back turned. Just cover it up a little.
I think you can summon a shovel with Pact of a Blade, but it's pushing it, and I'm on to you. With shovel and angry dwarves at hand, or strong dwarves at hand, I should say.
Angry
You are
and strong.
able to get most of the bodies in, and I believe at 9 p.m. is when the goblins need to be buried, and June, you just turn around and ignore what Osric does to them, which is effectively put them back in the Manticore's hide.
Yeah.
That's,
kick some dirt over them.
that's what these guys get.
Yeah.
Huthguk, I'm assuming that you take parts of the Manticore.
Yeah.
What do you take as proof of kill, and what do you take for personal pleasure?
Yeah, so I considered this. I thought long and hard on it.
Mhm.
And although I wanted to take, its paws and turn them into mittens, I don't have leather working, so I can't. So I'm just gonna take the spikes of it to do with my own uses, and I'm just gonna take the whole head as proof of kill.
Sounds good. Please add. You can do arrows now, Pax, for however many you shot out.
Yep.
You are going to find 12
do I get my
of these
javelins
spikes. Notably, these Manticore spikes are relatively brittle. Once they are fired, they kind of lose their weapon quality. Just as a forward thing. You could use these as improvised javelins, effectively, but there would be no chance of recovering them once thrown. Even against dirt, it would sort of break to the point of instability.
So what you're saying is, if this went into an enemy, hypothetically, you couldn't remove it from the enemy, it's just stuck in there?
Yeah,
like the little
they're
pieces
brutal,
inside of it?
fragmentary weapons, yeah.
Noted.
Indeed. I want to point out that most of you just took damage that would outright kill a regular person. Just instantly. You guys are highly magical people, even at level 3. And are treated as such.
All people are magical. They must simply cultivate that is what is within.
I'm just a dwarf.
Dwarfs are people too.
So, about that serpent.
Yeah, what's about it?
It's a
What
river.
if it's just Sarl?
Sorrel's not a serpent, he's a dragon.
He's a fucking
This is
piece
true.
of shit.
Do not say one thing and mean another. This
Well,
is one of the many precepts.
Oh, the fucking
Well,
metaphor.
I
I know
didn't
that
make
one.
this poem, whatever it is, this riddle. So you can't call that on me.
Poetry is also mostly metaphors.
It probably just means a river.
Speaking of Sarl, this I found. Well, I didn't. Huffcook found this bracer on the beast that links back to Sarl's dominion and forces. Figured I'd let y'all
Who
know
makes
about
the bracelets?
that.
Goblins.
Probably one of the goblins.
Oh, they do have thumbs. That's right.
Did you want it? I can
No.
chop it off and bring it over.
Can you stop chop? I can't believe I'm saying this. Calm down.
You already chopped it off.
Yeah,
You chopped it already. I know you love chopping, but you can't just keep chopping after you've already
Are
chopped.
you a chef? Like,
Huffcook, make tartar.
Your wish is my command.
do I get javelins back from this dead body? Can I get my 2 javelins back?
Want some spikes?
No. I want my javelins.
But
You know, I've heard of this place called the Valley of Forgotten Kings. Might that be where a King's Sacred Hall might be?
Guy's not gonna fucking let it go, is he?
Journal.
well, it sounds like there could be a payday. Might be worth exploring.
Our current payday is this right here. He's gonna hold up the Manticore head in front of him. Let's go
As big
get
as
our
your
money.
body.
We can discuss this over a nice lunch.
Fine.
Seems like a good end of the conversation to me. And party, rather than taking us day by day, you are going to have to travel with a currently rotting, but actively rotting.
Can I cast Spare the Dying on it to prevent it from rotting? Or,
You
like,
have
I know
Gentle
Spare the
Repose.
Dying's a little weird, but like,
If you have Gentle Repose, that is the exact spell to preserve.
oh, I
wounds.
see. I do not. Very well.
Okay. I believe it's a prepare or like a spell all clerics get, but you need to have it to then use your ritual, I believe.
Well,
I'm forgetting
I see.
cleric rituals versus wizard rituals.
Why don't you write this down on your fucking principles? Sometimes if you make a shit, you have to smell it.
Precepts. Well,
What did I
Hung-
say?
You said principles.
The same
Hung
fucking
One
thing.
Jun calls them precepts.
Well, he can call many things stuff.
He's an old man, Pax. Leave him alone.
Part travel across salt plats, across the desert, and across the waste for 3 days. I want to know what that looks like as a party, as you begin to march awkwardly to Dan Ibble.
Every morning, me and Huthcook play rock, paper, scissors to see who carries the head.
Why? I want to carry the head. Do you want to carry the head?
Oh, you please do. I don't want
Keep
to carry
telling
that
you, he's
stinking
fucking
thing.
weird.
Well,
I chopped it off. It's my
Dwarfs are
burden.
weird.
I want to get
I
paid.
take offense to that. I think you should just tie it to a rope.
If you're looking for
just-
something to carry, you can carry my backpack.
Get the fuck away from me right goddamn now.
You're cooking tonight. I'll carry your backpack.
Okay.
Carrying backpacks. Who needs a backpack?
Jonal, where do you store this blood diamond? If it is not on your sheet, I assume it will be thrown to the ground somewhere in disinterest.
Putting it on my sheet now.
You just play with it, since it does have a cooling property. It is somewhat cold when you apply it to a part of your skin.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the time I'd be playing with it, but otherwise I have a belt pouch that I keep on my person that I would keep it in.
Ozric keeps his distance from the glowing thing.
Do you want me to turn it into a circlet? And put it right on your forehead to cool you down.
I'm not sure how many gems there are. I wouldn't know how many of these spots we would need to leave for all of its brethren.
Well, we could redesign the jewelry afterwards. It's very malleable. The metal itself, we wouldn't be harming the jewel.
I feel like maybe you have a stone that used to have friends, don't put it on your body.
Why? I could be its new friend.
Osric, how do you know all stones don't have friends?
Because I fucking killed most of them then. Now we have a real big problem with stones.
Okay, old man.
You keep calling me that. It's really...
To answer your earlier question, John, it's 3 days of bickering through the waste.
Yeah, exactly.
Then there's June.
I do not bicker. That would be to use frivolous and unnecessary language.
I swear to...
We should make you a sign so you can just hold it up when things are being frivolous.
Is the sign frivolous?
It would not
What
be
has
a
purpose?
frivolous word if it were written.
You all travel through the deserts of salt flats and the wastes until you make it all the way back to Dan Abil. Guys, this is a perfect time to take a break, in my belief. We will be right back, and then we've got to meet our good friend, Bahamaron, a caravaner that you were friends with, as well as get paid. We need that money. Gotta get that money. We'll be right back with Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
Lemon.
Thanks, Hent. Guys! We're live with the Lemon Crew, as they're now known. And as they enter the town with a rotting Manticore head and news of victory and the monster's defeat, there is a middling applause by the town guard, who asks, "What the fuck is that smell?"
Smell of hard fucking work.
Yeah, you know how dwarves smell.
Yeah, I do. This card says, suddenly offering to high
You
five
wanna
you.
fucking die.
I'm going to very harshly elbow Pax in the side of his, like, right where, like, under the ribs where there's nothing protecting him, so in the kidney.
Do
I
not
know where
insult
you
people. It will
sleep.
cloud your minds.
I hear you, Hung One John.
I'm sure the overseer's looking for news. We were wondering if we needed to up the bounty or not if you guys got killed.
I mean, if you want to up the bounty anyways, I
Up the
wouldn't
bounty.
mind.
I am not in control of that, I'm a guard. Be gone
No
with
worries.
your filthy thing,
They're rude.
along with your Manticore head.
Do not insult people, brother. You will cloud your mind from the
Thank you, hairbrush. You tell him.
Do not
All right.
insult people, Osric. You will cloud your mind.
Okay, it
Well
seems
done,
like we're going in
Pax.
circles here. Let's go to the overseer.
Reject the curved path.
To the Salt Miners Overseer, where you will find a portly, comfortable man who is dressed in somewhat nice linen clothing. He will greet you and be surprised by your appearance.
We have slain the
my
creature.
God, what's that smell? Oh no! It's
The
horrible.
horrible servant of sorrow, the insufferable.
Don't talk about
in-
packs like that. That's
Insatiable.
rude.
Also insufferable.
Well, yeah.
Insufferable and insatiable. Throw it in the fucking river once you're done with it. Let me get your money.
Is that
Sign
poison
some
in the water?
paper.
Am I?
Oh, I never caught your adventuring band's name. Who are we going to tell?
Osric's bitches.
Don't listen to the senile old
Do
dwarf.
not listen to the senile dwarf.
All right.
It's like
well,
great
I
not
still-
mind
Because I
being one
forgot
of
where
the
I put
bitches.
my axe.
Our adventuring group is called the Insatiables.
Lemon heads.
No,
The
anything
lemon
but
eaters?
that.
We're insatiable for
Could
lemons.
you give us
we
like
really...
a minute to quickly talk this over?
I have to sign
I
some
think-
paperwork anyway.
Pax had a really good thing going here with insatiable lemons. I think we should go with that one.
Okay. We're the insatiable lemons.
Janal, save me. These dwarves are too much.
Isn't the lemon eaters? Doesn't that roll off the tongue better?
Oh God, Hung One
I feel
Jun,
like-
save me! This is too much.
Insatiable lemons makes you wonder how many lemons do we eat in a day?
The insatiable lemon eaters.
We're not getting
over.
scurvy, I know that
We
much.
can of course be known as the disciples of discipline.
Fucking
That
For
is
it is
better
the wall
than-
of discipline
over
that
your
guides
dead
us and
body,
cultivates
hairbrush.
ourselves.
I'll only accept it if we can call ourselves the Double Ds most of the time.
Oh, that was a good
Indeed,
one.
that would be an efficient and non-frivolous use of our name.
He doesn't even know what that means.
Oh, I will be laughed
You
out of every
virgin.
tavern across the empire with these charters' name.
And be welcome to every dwarven one.
Just
Then
write
you will
down
remind them
insatiable.
to not
that's
laugh
easy.
unnecessarily.
And it's not unnecessary if it's funny, son.
I'm surrounded by crazy people.
You're also surrounded by dwarves.
I said what I said. We are the insatiable lemons of discipline.
Okay, I'm good with
It
that.
seems like you have used unnecessary words.
I did. The double D's is fine. We are the disciples of discipline.
Let's just call ourselves the double D's.
Yeah. Skip the discipline part. Like, just cut to the chase, right?
It's much
We're
more fun if we
disciples
can
of
interpret
double
what the
Ds.
double D's are each time.
Yeah,
you know,
I like the
Even
mystery.
if we're
That's for
disciples of
ourselves,
discipline,
yeah.
you
We
know?
are adept at infiltrating laboratories.
Okay, it's DOUBLE
Admit that,
space
people.
DEEDEE.
It's actually just a W and a D. We're the double D's.
No, DEEDE.
We're the double
Wouldn't
D's.
it be
The
DBBL
overseer
BBS?
has scratched out the name 17 times by now. He writes down something, is like, and hands out, or really counts out, so that you guys know that you're not getting scammed. 500 gold coins, which you may split however you wish. Assumedly 5 ways, but maybe Jonal, for being the youngest member of your crew, gets intern status. Maybe June immediately charities all of his wealth. Who knows? How would you like to
Osric,
split
who's
this
like
money?
eye level with the table, is like watching this whole time as he counts it out.
You can't see anything, old man.
You can't admit these things to people, man. Who knows if we're supposed to kill him one day, alright?
Well, I did half the damage, so I should get half the gold, right?
Oh, and
Please.
I carried the head all
I
the way.
did most
so
of the
no.
damage. I get most of the gold.
Do
I
not be
carried this head.
miserly nor greedy. It will cloud
Let's just
the mind.
split it 5 ways.
Alright, so
and
John
be
wants
done with it.
nothing. Cut his portion out.
You have to give Hungwon John his portion, okay? He
Two
did
gold.
his work.
Not if that's agreeable, Hugwan.
That I get my portion, yes.
I
indeed.
will divide it into 5 piles of 100 gold each. It's like, this is what you get. I'll fight you if you don't want it.
I'll agree
Do
on
not
that.
Oh, you
fight
wanna do that?
unnecessarily.
I will not fight you if you don't want it.
I have a question for you, Hungwan.
Indeed.
And all these things involve unnecessarily, frivolous. Who's deciding what is unnecessary and what is frivolous? Is that your opinion?
No.
Who
It
decides
is-
this then?
The wall
It's a
of
frivolous
discipline.
question.
Does it write down what is and is not unnecessary?
All 3,000 precepts are upon the wall of discipline. Memorize them well.
Can't even answer
Always
the
be
question.
learning.
He directly answered all your questions.
But that wasn't an answer.
He just said they're all on the wall. Yes, they're written down.
Taking my fucking gold.
Party, please add to your sheets each 100 gold pieces. Now, unlike a prince who has a castle and living expenses are hand-waved, in the adventuring lifestyle, ye commoners, clerics, and barbarians spend your money almost as soon as you get it. But we will be doing living expenses, just so that you all are aware. Being miserly, as our good friend Jun says, will do you very little credit unless you are actively dealing with people who can spare you money or bank for you, which is a very rare circumstance. So do not be afraid to lose gold, is what John is really trying to say. And if, you check your sheet and realize your gold's gone one day, it's gone. No big deal. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You spent it somewhere.
Do we know what we spent
Seems
it on?
suspicious.
Nope.
Wait a second. I don't have that one. I know where I spend my money.
True. Don't worry about it.
Well, friends, shall we go to the tavern and tell the town of our glorious deeds?
Osric immediately grabs him and is like, "You gotta tell people fucking shit."
What do you mean?
Say, okay, if you're gonna brag, alright, step 1 is that you don't actually tell the whole truth.
Well,
Unless you want all your
What?
shit stolen from you
Why
while you're
did
passed
think
out
you
drunk
need
on a
to tell
table.
me that?
Your voice carries.
Both of your voices carry.
Golfax.
But yes, celebrating. I'm tired. It's way too hot in this part of the empire, and I need to quench my thirst.
You need sunscreen.
Alcohol is prohibited.
God fucking.
I
We
will
got
have
3
yours.
Well, then grab an apple juice.
Fermented apple
Please
juice.
ask the bartender for an apple juice while I'm standing there.
You all begin to head out of the Salt Miners Guild, getting stray eyes, which you are used to as highly magical and experienced adventurers. A one-hit point peasant stands no chance. You are almost demigod to this random street urchin who watches you go. You bypass a
I toss
market.
the street urchin a gold, John.
Oh yeah, for sure. He will take it and be like, "Oh my god."
I slap Janal across, like,
He
right
just
in reach.
takes it and runs immediately into the streets before you can change your mind.
It is
Or
forbidden
ask
to
him.
run.
He gets hit by like a dog, just crossing a stray animal just bumps into him.
See, you must walk at a measured pace.
Walking at a measured pace, the party staggers out into different lines, different little pairings or groups, cliques, who knows.
It is forbidden to form cliques and exclude others.
I set that one up for myself and I didn't even know. Alright. You all head to the local inn and tavern combination where you know your friendly neighborhood and also local employer who has hired you at least once, maybe even twice now, is currently resting up his caravan crew. You have some rapport with this man named Bahammaron, who, as you see him and he sees you, he, outside of a stable area of this inn, will call out to you, "Oh, it's the Lemon Eaters! Hello, good friends!"
Hello, Baha Man. Good to see you on this glorious day.
Bahammaron, it's all one word, Jonah.
Bahamaram, how you doing?
You're the good Baha Man.
Yes,
I think the sun's gotten to him.
a purveyor of cordials, as they say. Would you like some vaguely fermented fruit juice?
Why is it vaguely?
Because
Fruit
it's not
cordials should
technically
be
alcoholic.
perfectly loud.
Indeed.
I'll drink it.
He will pop open a cask that he has bought from the oh god, Dan Ebel merchants
Dan
in
Ebel.
markets, planning to sell this upriver or downriver or wherever he chooses to go. Not really having a destination in mind yet. You all effectively arrived here almost a week ago when you heard tale of this Manticore, then set out to slay it. Your bounty complete, your pockets richer. You have reunited now with this merchant caravaner, who immediately snaps his fingers, looks to Huthguk and says, "Your smith tools I have acquired."
And how much do I owe you again?
Oh, I can't remember what they are in book price.
By the way, John,
Solid you did me on the road a while back, I'm sure I could... Blah, 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 blah.
are you trying to say rapport as an R-A-P-P-O-R-T?
Yeah,
The T is silent. Rapport.
I don't
It's a
pronounce it
French
that
word.
way, Osric. You dwarf-speaking common second languager. We call it report. Where we're from,
Common isn't a second language, actually. That is
you know, if
accurate.
you shave
Took me
the
a while to
hair
learn
that grows from skull to brain, maybe you'd be able to be more understood.
What?
What? 15 gold, he says, giving you a 5 gold discount, Huthguk.
You're a good man, Bahame. I'll give him the 15 gold.
One anagram.
Yeah, go ahead and subtract 15 gold and add yourself to your sheet. Smith's tools. Now, notably, this does not come with a furnace, so if you're planning on smelting ore, you're gonna have a bad time.
It's mostly for the other parts of it.
All right. Pax, how are you? Do you need more eye cream?
No. I'm still well stocked on that. Thank you for that.
Yes.
By the way.
Eye cream.
He does need sunscreen though. He's peeling like a motherfucker.
Are you, Pax? I thought you grew up out here in the sun.
I did. I'm just perpetually like red and ruddy here and here.
Gross.
Good to see you, Bahammaron. We had quite an interesting encounter with that Manticore.
Oh, did you? Well, let's get into the shade so you can tell me all of your nefarious tales of malice and woe. Undoubtedly, you've all been plagued by Osric and his storytelling and/or stench. Osric, have you been using that soap I gave you?
Listen, Bananagram, do you have any more of that drink?
Yeah. It just hands you a small barrel.
Thank you.
And although he is a stranger much like you to this land, he acts as though he belongs and brings you with him into this tavern and inn. Under the umbrella of a traveling merchant, the stares that these people give you wary and noticed is a little bit lessened in the presence of the jolly merchant man and his crew. Oh, thank you. You too. Cool update. How much do you tell Bahammaron? What do you do to relax? Do you say hello and then skedaddle into town? What's going on, party?
I inform him of the exact occurrences, with no details unnecessarily added nor taken away from. This lasts very short and brief time, and then I excuse myself, for I must go and search for those that I search for.
Well,
Thank you so much,
just
John.
that we
You're a
killed
great
it.
guy. Okay, he's gone.
Yeah, he does that.
He's a fey fella, but we like him.
Always good to have a priest.
Oh, yeah. Clerics, rare.
Is that what he
these days.
is? Just thought he was weird.
Yeah.
Osric, he saved our
Osric.
lives multiple times.
Hey, that magic could have come from anywhere, alright? I can't see that high, you know that.
You hit
Oh, one
swamp
butt,
ass.
two butt. It's some butt saved you. You just don't know whose.
I certainly didn't smell it.
Oh, the stalwart folk. Lovable.
Bathing is a virtue. I would not smell.
You're not
John,
here.
you
You
save
left.
us
He is
passing by the
unnaturally
window.
clean.
Passing by.
He walks out, down the stairs, out the front of the tavern. He's walking down the street with the windows open. It just
Yeah,
doesn't drive by.
I do not smell.
Sometimes I hear his voice in my sleep telling me what is and is not proper.
Do not dream
Anyway.
frivolous dreams.
I
That one
believe,
too, that one too.
Yes,
I believe,
Ronald.
friend, we must be heading north to fresher waters along this
Oh.
river.
Yeah, John is all up in arms about all this whole thing with the stuff.
Who's John? That's an unfamiliar name in these parts.
I said Johnny Bananagram.
Who's Johnny?
Jonal, Osric. I know you're deaf. Hey,
What?
Bahammaron, do you sell those ear horns for people? You know, the
I'm not
elderlies
using
use?
the ear horn. My second ear is perfectly fine.
Something to help my poor senile stalt
If
friend?
y'all would just talk louder.
How can you say that I'm not talking loud enough? I'm pretty sure the whole tavern can hear me.
Yeah, Johnny,
Dad.
shut up.
Someone shouts in the distance.
I just drop a gold on the counter for the barkeep here.
The bartender
Get any
who,
kind of money.
the server who brings you your next round or refreshments will take it as they pass.
But Janal has a point. We are going to be looking to head north. We have a lead. Well, he has a lead. You know, he's always got those magical itches he's getting.
Is it time for me to bring out my legendary world map I let you borrow sometimes?
Yeah, that would help a lot, actually. Thanks, Balmeron.
Plot a course.
Can you make it bigger this time so I can see it?
You are in control of the zoom in and zoom out features of this legendary world map.
Osric like stands on the chair to see better.
Also, is anyone not worried about Hongwon Jun just walking around this town?
No, he's fine. He's a cleric. He's a spiritual.
I mean, I feel like if he offended someone, it would do him a favor.
He'll get his way back here. He always does. How far north do we have to go?
The children of Erdina. Hey, Bahamron, is Ardina a snake god? I know it's a water, something to do with water. That's all I
gotta
know.
be honest with you, Bananagram. I don't even know where we are in this map.
We are in Dan Ibel, close to the Ateru River Delta.
Danable, as in the yogurt.
Dan Ibel, please be
Those are good.
conscious of other cultures, Mr. Osric.
Well, if you said it louder.
Look, I'm just saying that one of your settlements sounds suspiciously like animal excrement.
Don't you say it.
You want me to bring out the hammer again?
I'm just
Osric, like,
saying, if
takes out
you
a
do not
knife.
respect other people's cultures nor their cities, then you will beget rudeness in return.
He's not from that place.
You're not
I
from this
am.
place, are you?
I'm
Just-
from-
I don't know if this place was named after your
Working
yogurt
for
or
my
not.
city, not his.
Yogurt has not been invented, for refrigeration does not exist.
I'm getting this weird mental image of Hongwon Jun saying, "Do not disrespect other cultures." Cloud your mind.
Pax, I think you hang out with him too much.
He's the only human, of course I do.
I'm like half of one. Come on.
We are
Yeah, but-
slightly north of the Ateru River Delta, too.
I don't understand what that means either.
Let me ping it on your goddamn map display, Chief. Cortana said. To our north is Mara Ibl, and then there's Krezzo, and then there's Grinja, then there is Lo Arla, and further north is more like Marvo and Arabo and Renabal, and then the fortresses that lead up to the dynastic palace where our glorious emperor reigns. Long may
So, Jonal, where is your snake?
You folks keep telling me it's the river, so
Yeah.
which one?
To follow the
Do it.
river.
You're looking for a snake?
We're looking for the source of the river.
We're looking for a snake.
Well, in this one there are many. This is the world's longest river. There are many tributaries that feed into it.
This is the longest river.
Yes, it's several hundred miles long. It is
I
roughly the
I
size
couldn't
of
have
the
told you that.
Amazon rainforest. No.
Which one is the northernmost?
The northernmost tributary?
Yeah.
Well, I believe that one would be attached to the mountains of our king, our emperor.
That is a great distance away.
Where?
You know of any famous falls?
No.
Jonal, why
It
would it
would-
be a famous waterfall? People would have found it already.
It would behoove you to just speak honest with me, or at least bluntly.
We were given a riddle by Jonal, and we're trying to figure out what it means.
Well, say you're
Except
ready.
Janal does not know the answer because Janal's an idiot.
Do not
What if you
insult
figured it
others.
out?
Makes a riddle without knowing
Pax?
his own answer.
Pax,
I'm just saying. If he was here, he would say,
Pax?
"Do not insult." Okay.
Is he here?
No, he's not here. He's not here. We don't have to listen to the precepts.
Listen,
You
I think
wish
one
to
of you should say it.
download your good friend Rahamaran about this strange magical crystal as well as the riddle therein. I see a nod from Pax, but
Trust
I had
Rahamaran.
assumed that before leaving, Hung Wang Jun had already spilled the beans.
I gave every detail and left naught out unless it
Exactly,
were unnecessary and frivolous, and I added no embellishment.
Well, what does that mean?
He is the most boring storyteller on this side
Did
of
you
anywhere.
talk about the blood diamond or not?
Yes,
It was a
No.
detail.
upon the death of the creature, a glass bauble was found in a fresco that is not a fresco,
God, his voice is in my
Globe.
mind now.
red, and is cold.
Is it, or is it not a fresco?
Upon identified, a riddle was read to us. We then traveled with the head of the beast 3 days through the sun in the straight unerring path. We have arrived and received 500 gold, and now sit in your illustrious presence.
I must go. My people.
I must
I
go
must-
now
I must
and
away.
search for those for whom I search.
That is so frivolous.
You tell him
That's
all of this or remind him because at one point he just sort of glazed over when John was telling the story. And now he wants some more embellished details.
His voice does do that to you. And I did go to sleep one time while he was telling me the principles or whatever.
And while you guys drink, eat, shoot the shit, and talk of riddles, we are going to focus on your away member, June, for a moment. June, where do you go inside this city?
Hongwen Jun seeks out the seediest places he can throughout the city in search of someone looking for them. He finds taverns and inns and gambling halls and perhaps back alleys with people inside. He sits and orders a drink. Will not drink it. He just looks at it, pays for it, looks around. He goes through all these establishments in search of a person that he is looking for out here. It is unlikely that he has found them, but he travels with these people because they travel the world and they're kind of seedy and unscrupulous. And what better way to find somebody in these places than to follow unscrupulous people?
True. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check and subtract 25 gold from your pocket as you grease
Would
palms.
happily do that. 25 gold will leave me with this many's.
For those of you who were injured, there have been 3 consecutive short rests while you have marched, so if you wish to roll hit dice, for whatever reason, you are free to do so.
That Hexblade's
Alright.
curse healed me up.
Okay.
Well, that and Greg.
Ozric is fine.
That's good.
Ooh. I'm also feeling
I
great.
found a 7.
On a 7, you will hear tale that there is an assassin who has arrived in town looking for his quarry. But aside from that, you hear no key words that the one you are searching for would have spread in... Well, you and I know, but let's
Of
keep
course.
the mystery going. After the day of searching in the hot sun while people are on break from work, you will head back to your inn/quarters. After all, it's getting close to 9 p.m., which means you need to stop being active.
Indeed, no work after 9 p.m.
And as you enter, you will see your companions, your cohort, whatever you want to call them, in whatever frivolous way you wish.
Unfrivolously, these are my traveling companions.
Traveling companions are all around a table looking at this fucking map, and he's like, all right, read me. Start from the beginning, Joe.
We've been over this like 20 times.
I need it again. All right? I'm bad at riddles too. All right? We're gonna figure this out together.
Companions, 9 p.m. approaches. Do not work after 9 p.m. Rest and clear your heads. Surely the answers will come to you.
Not a
What's
fucking
the
bed.
PM stand for?
Great question.
Post-middle is what my mama taught me. As
Indeed.
post-middle of the day.
You are well learned.
Hmm.
I thought PM meant past midnight, in which case you have 9
An
hours
AM.
after midnight to go to sleep.
Nah, that's some dumb dwarf stuff. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I don't
What are
even
you
know
grouping us
why.
together?
Drama dwarves, are you something? Is this? Are you okay?
I've never said anything of this sort.
I thought you
This
guys
bickering
used
is
to-
Man's
why you
racist.
should rest. Nothing good happens after 9 p.m.
You might not have experienced anything good after 9 p.m.
Lots of great stuff happens after 9 p.m.
Shut up, Pax. I'm done with you.
As they're all arguing, you just see Janal's eyeballs roll back in his head as he just states, "You who seek the frosted cold, look to the source of the northern serpent.
Not this
Within
again.
the shade of setting soul, the second servant's waters orient. Find what lays beneath the falls, and you shall see the king's sacred halls. Beware comfort, embrace the bitter. Do not report, and you shall find the ice that looks like feathers."
What's funny
You
is that he
boldly
still
declare
stutters.
this out to the inn. Your eyes and magic scaring the shit out of the people next to you, and a server comes by and is like, "Hey, could you not do that?"
No, he's on acid. It's alright.
What's ass?
I apologize for them. A round
haven't had
on
acid
me
before?
for the house.
Around on the house! The server calls. You plying everyone with liquor, June. Go ahead and subtract another 5 gold for fun.
Absolutely.
Is it not against your principles to give other people alcohol?
No. Alcohol is free to be consumed. But it says
Not
nothing
mine.
about giving people a reason to exult.
Sounds like manipulation to me.
The principles say not about manipulation.
Damn. These principles are cool.
Precepts, I'm sorry. The precepts.
I
Alright,
got him.
Bahammeron
I got him.
ignores the Osric June constant bickering. The Urter... June, what do you think the answer to the riddle is?
Clearly there is a serpent to the north that we must find.
Alright, you're no help.
Oh,
Is there not a red dragon? Copper dragon. Is there not a copper dragon to the north? I have often heard dragons frivolously called serpents by people that do not follow the precepts.
There's a dragon.
Is there not a tributary near
A vote will kill it.
this would-be serpent?
Yeah?
Do not kill unnecessarily. It is now 9 p.m. I do not work any further. I must
Okay,
retire.
bye.
Alright. Have a good night, June.
good night.
Good night, June.
Look
Remember
at
when
the
we were
source.
attacked by bandits at 10:01 p.m. and we were like, June,
Mhm.
we're being attacked, and he just sort of stared at us in confusion.
He didn't heal us for 9 hours.
At that point, Bananagram, I was all done. I couldn't tell you. There was at one point I tried to ask him a question at like 9:02. Wouldn't answer me.
Also,
And then the
you
next
can't-
morning,
you
I had
at
forgotten
work.
the question, and yet he answers it. First thing he does.
Also,
I like
the
come and
serpent-
wake you up at 5 a.m. to
Yeah.
answer your question.
Exactly.
the serpent can't be a dragonoid.
It-
because
it
Dragons
can-
are also serpents, and I
there
vote
needs
that
to
we
be
kill a
a
dragon.
source. The source of the serpent.
Don't you want to have Dragon Killer in your
Well-
name? Doesn't that sound cool?
There's like June made a great point. There's this like
For what?
lake with a dragon north of us.
I vote we go kill
Is
the
the
dragon.
dragon
Second
from the lake?
servant's water.
I love killing
is that?
dragons. What?
The second, servant's
water. Orient.
Thought that was like pissing.
Well, that's with the shade of the setting soul, the second server's water orient. So the way the shade will be pointing is our orientation to travel.
Assumedly.
Mm.
Well, Sol is our sun, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
So, if it's setting, it's in the west. So it's shade.
Good
Unless
point
it's
east.
referring to the
Been over
mountains.
this.
Is there a dragon in the mountains? I'll kill that dragon too.
Ozark, let's get you to bed, buddy.
I don't have a bedtime.
I know.
Well, I'm going to sleep.
It's not,
And I know.
Time for bed.
Get to sleep
Grandpa.
right now.
I'm not sleepy. I'm ready to kill a dragon.
I know. Come on, Ozark.
The second could be like middle, like middle, or Terra, or Teru. Second, middle
A servant of what?
of.
Isn't
The
there that
water god?
place that has servants like north of us for like kings or something?
The dynasty?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
Thinking
we
too
were in the
literally,
diamond.
boys. You know how
I
those
don't
riddles
know.
are like metaphorical sometimes, right?
Okay, what's a
Oh, yeah,
metaphorical
by poetry.
servant?
A
Are
metaphorical
these servants to
serpent?
trees? Servant.
A serpent?
Servant.
An anagram.
A servant?
Are leaves servants to trees?
In a way, yeah.
Like a maid or something? That's a metaphorical servant. Because maids don't exist. We know that.
Maids definitely exist. I promise you.
Okay, Ozark, let's.
Why,
You need to go to.
why have I never seen one?
Ozark,
We
you
hide
need to
them
be
from
tired
you,
of them.
Osric. On purpose.
They hide themselves from you, Osric.
Stop telling me to go to bed.
You look pretty tired.
I haven't even drank 2 barrels yet.
Okay, but once you drink the second barrel, you have to go to bed, Ozark.
It's for the good of your health.
I need my nightly juju, my juice.
Okay, let's go. Let's start from the top and just say what we think every line means. Okay? Then we compile the things and try to figure it out.
Okay.
You seek
From the top.
frosted cold.
From the top.
It's telling
You
us
seek the
that we're
frosted
looking
cold.
for something called frosted cold.
You, us, who seek the frosted cold.
Or frost,
Frost.
probably.
What if
Look
the
at
frosted
source.
cold is like it's capitalized?
Osric.
Correct. What if it's the name of something, like a person or like a thing?
How do you know it's capitalized?
Ozark,
It's never been written down anywhere.
Like a dragon.
you know, for someone who's supposed to be drinking a lot, you sure are having an empty mouth to talk.
'Cause that's offensive. I can drink and talk at the same time. You're not even a dwarf if you can't do that.
You have one in and out. Okay, Ozark.
Look to source of the northern serpent.
The northern serpents, the river, the source would be in the north of one of them. But they all flow
It
for the
just
most
says
part
look
southward.
there. It doesn't say go
But-
there.
Is the river a northern serpent? It's kind of just goes all the way from north to south. Doesn't really make any sense.
What's
Again, what if
think-
it's referring to a dragon from the north?
And
what's
the
the
one
source,
north of us-
Osric? It says
Uh,
source.
well,
We're the
where
source of dragons.
Great question.
Hey, your mama.
Anybody know where dragons come from?
Stop assuming it's a dragon. It's
That's what I'm
behind.
saying. It's not a dragon.
I don't know why you guys keep bringing up dragon.
There has to be a source, so it's a river. It just is talking about a river.
It's
My
a
God
river.
would not send me on a quest that did not involve a dragon.
It's clearly a river, right?
Yes,
It's
it's a
clearly-
river. There needs to be a
That's
source.
what
Alright, so
Thank
let's
you.
drop the
Rivers have
dragon
sources.
angle. I feel like
They're
one of us
uncreative,
has
unimaginable.
hyper-focused on that for no reason.
It's a hyper.
Thank you, Rahamaran. Obviously,
I'm
it's a river. That's what I've
introducing
been
different
saying.
ideas.
Stop it. We are all in agreement. Okay?
It's a river.
Fine. It's a river.
Alright, what's
A
a
river-
servant to a river's water?
The shore?
A creek,
A creek? A tributary?
Tributary, yeah.
tributary, a spring
Possibly.
serves the river. Yeah.
So we need to find the second servant. If it's a
it a
tributary,
lake?
it's the second serpent or servant, right?
Isn't it the lake?
And if we go north on your map here, Rahamaran, the second tributary north heads up into the mountains, going west, which
Dang
would
it.
be in the setting sun.
Yeah. Feel
Ah.
free to draw on this map, Pax. I've got a magical erase tool on my
Okay, which
legendary
one of
map.
these?
That's true witchery right there.
The second one, oh shit, somewhere up here.
You need to erase this tattoo. It's my ex-wife's name.
Oh, it says Cindy. Oh no.
It's
It
Dorish.
tries to erase it. This is magnetic. What the fuck? That's
Oh, we're
east,
heading
not west.
towards.
You're right. You're right. So the first tributary though seems to go west.
Okay.
So second, Servant's Waters, Orient.
Well, within the shade of the setting soul, right? So does that mean east or west?
East.
Meet east.
The shade is east.
Well, normally, but look at the terrain.
Well, you're right. So it needs to be in the shade, which means we need to be east of something that's
And
giving
that
shade.
tributary goes right up to those mountains there.
Well, what I'm saying is it needs to be east of the mountains. So either we would have to go the
Yeah,
other
is
side
it-
of those mountains, or we would have to go.
eat soggy whappers.
Yep.
Maybe it's this tributary you're looking at right here, Janal.
One. This one?
The one I just drew with this orange ink and quill I found. From
It
Raham
blends
Rams.
in with the background a little bit. It's not really.
Yeah, you're right. I'll just change
It
it
does
to
blend
bright
in well
yellow.
with the desert ink on this legendary map that is colored, I might say. And is
not this
highly fine detailed.
There's too many mountains over here. What if it just this one?
It would be in the shade. That top of that tributary would be in the shade when the sun sets.
So are they counting both of the branches that come together as separate tributaries? That's some nonsense right there.
Oh, that's true.
I mean,
That looks like
They
one
can't
river to me.
be. Yeah, they can't be separate because if they all go to the same place.
Yeah, that's like a
Right?
bit of high ground that splits it. It's not a secondary
Wait.
tributary, right?
And who's this 100 years ago? Who's to say
Aren't
that
we starting
existed?
from the bottom up? Not top down.
That is an excellent question. I assumed we were doing bottom up from closeness to where the diamond was found to where
Yeah.
the goal would be. So
That
from here
is
to
a
there.
very fair point. But it does.
Beneath
I don't know if
the
Northern
fall.
Serpent means anything, but that made me think
there
we
a
start
name
north,
over here
head
that
south.
means fall?
I just think that's what they're alluding to the river to be called, the Northern Serpent, which,
Well,
first thing I thought of. So I
just
think they
it must be along a river, right? If there's
Yeah.
going to be falls, right?
Yeah,
It has to be.
it has to be. So
It
I
has to
think
be along a river, so it's not like we could go to the
But
second
where do we
tributary
start? Do we
and go
start in
away
the north,
from it.
or do we start in the south? Where do the servants start?
I think we're going to go with our
What?
assumption because it makes more sense,
shoot.
Hathcock, to start bottom to top. So I think if this is our goal,
Or
we will.
this is the one, And this is 2?
make our way to what's that town north of here called? Grinya?
I'm not sure the shade thing makes any sense to me, but the second tributary seems to be this one. So I say that's what makes the most sense.
I don't know. It's in the shade of the sun. When the sun sets, this whole tributary here is going to be cast in a dark shade.
Okay,
I agree,
Quick
but
question.
it's clearly the first tributary. I don't see another one below it.
Well, it's the second servant. We're just calling them tributaries. Maybe that was the second one to form.
Source of the northern servant within the shade of the.
I think if we get to Grinya, we can ask about famous waterfalls in the area.
True.
The second servant's water.
why would it be behind a famous waterfall? Wouldn't it have already been discovered?
Yeah, it just means
Oh,
the
true.
second river. It doesn't.
Or any well-known falls.
You'd have to probably be a hidden fall. It's like the, unless it would think it means.
I still think we make our way north to Grinya and we...
Does bitter mean cold, like the bitter cold?
think so. I think that whole lemons thing
In that
was
case, you want to
BS.
go to the one. Like, don't diss the fucking lemon, right? You want scurvy?
Do you think it means the second river servant that's in the east? West? So it'd be in the east shade?
That's a good question. I
I'm
still,
not a man
I
of
still.
riddles. Rahamaran realized I need to go to bed these days.
Well, let's
A
head
good
north.
choice was
Well,
made this day.
Dude, quit hovering over me.
I'm in your mind. I'm not actually here.
Shit.
I
He's
don't
a
work after
telepath.
9
We
p.m.
have to get out of here.
At some point, you just kind of start hearing his voice in your head. At that point, you can't escape anymore.
Rahamaran gets up from the table and quickly leaves.
let's just search
Not an
that
anagram.
river first, and we'll figure it out afterwards.
Yeah, we can go up with the caravan up north, and from there we can check one. If that doesn't work, we'll check the other.
What if we just hire like a little young fella to just run up somewhere and see what's going on?
Well, I think we
Interesting
would need
choice
to be
of
a little
phrasing.
closer
Just a
before we
little
hire
young
a
fella.
runner. Like, there's many, many miles from between us and our
And then you
proposed
get a
location.
fast one. I don't know.
What's wrong, old man? Word you can't keep up?
Say it like that. It feels dirty.
And hiring a little young fella doesn't?
It's a descriptor of a
Uh-huh.
young man who knows how to run great distances.
Okay, old man, whatever you say.
Okay.
Let's
I'll
see if
appreciate-
Rahamaran's
I'll
heading north.
appreciate- Good night. Hops down off the chair and immediately disappears under the table.
You all go to bed in your either shared rooms or in your private ones. Regardless, you all have a wonderful little night, all to yourselves. Having spoken loudly of what you found, undoubtedly, those who have been eavesdropping on the interesting riddle that seems to have confused at least one, if not all, of your party members will be spread around by the curious and conniving. An assassin stalks through the shadows of the street. Pax, you have an uneasy sleep.
It's
Roll
likely
charisma
because you
saving
worked
throw.
after 9 p.m.
Assassins do work specifically after 9 p.m. Pax, give me a charisma saving throw for fun. Just for fun.
Charisma saving throw coming right up.
You're not blessed.
Oh,
But a
yep.
16 does it. Pax, you do not normally sleep well inside of cities. You have not for quite some time. We both, I assume, understand when this insomnia started. Your eye itches as you lean against softened and feathered pillows. You stare up at a ceiling rather than a sky that is seemingly devoid of light. Even under blankets or near a fireplace, as you hear the distant thrum of an urban area, the noise grates. Out in the field, out in the wastes, where it is silent, or at least relatively silent, if you can ignore the bickering of your companions. Find much more comfort out there, in the frontier, that resembles the state at which your life changed forever. Eventually, though, Pax, you are able to shut your good eye as your other one is permanently open, staring out through your eye patch. What do you dream of on a good night, Pax?
On a good night, he dreams of his childhood. Before everything went wrong. He dreams of waking up at like a family gathering with too much food and too much noise. Nothing ever really makes sense in the dreams. You know, you don't recognize everyone in the dream. But it's a feeling of comfort if it's a good night.
It is a good night. The strange man that infests your nightmares on the bad nights is not present. And you are able to get a short rest off. No problem in this urban environment. Osric. Good old Osric. Old man with a young dwarf who has either found him by chance, is a distant cousin or relative that sought you out, or, well, just rando who showed up one day and never left. You and your fellow dwarf, who considers you his favorite of the party members. What is your night like as you have no one to really talk to or blab at or spread your zealotry and conspiracy theories out anymore?
I mean, Osric is tired. He did do a lot of walking today. His hips hurt. So, you know, he he takes the bed. Doesn't matter if there's one or two beds in there, it's his. Sets it all up with, you know, like rolls up the blanket and like turns it into like a little pillow to kind of like rest his body on like this. You know, and then grabs like a knife and just like falls asleep with holding the knife like this. And dreams of killing dragons. Passes right out. Snores too. Terribly loud. Just.
It's like a light switch.
Yeah.
You just are
as soon as like he's horizontal,
asleep.
he's asleep. Doesn't even take his shoes off.
No. You need not. The shoes are basically glued to your feet at this point.
He hasn't seen his feet in months.
Yeah. I wish to inquire about Osric's age, as well as his current profession of zealot. a violent murderer. It didn't start like this. In fact, it's been relatively a small window in which you picked up the calling, as it were, to a certain god.
Mm-hmm.
What is it
I feel
like?
Osric feels rejuvenized a little bit. I think when he was the blacksmith and he was like making stuff all day, all the time, you know, he lived like that for hundreds of years and was content and happy. And then literally woke up one day and was like, God, I just really want to kill like some dragons and some dragon-esque beings. And maybe other things too.
Up to violence.
Yeah. Like, had a dream, doesn't really quite remember it. All he knows is there was like a lot of bloodshed, feeling real angry, and then also really happy at the same time, and like really intense emotions that he hasn't felt in a long time. And then just turned his life around, picked up a sword, and just started hacking away at things. And like, oh man, something inside my old heart just feels really happy doing this. And he has not had a conversation with his god. He doesn't think it needs to happen. Just like, you told me what to do, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
It's a part of you.
That's all we need to do. That's it. Who needs this flippy flappy conversation bullshit? Get stuff done. You know?
Osric has family, though, right?
Yeah, Osric has an ex-wife and like 3 kids.
It's a midlife dwarf crisis.
A very late life dwarf crisis.
Yeah, I think Osric's incredibly old.
And people have died at this age and been like, wow, they lived a really long life. And Osric is like, I have at least a century in me. I know that. He believes that at least.
Okay.
He's got a whole life that he left behind to go do this.
And he seems quite happy with his choice.
Very happy. Yeah.
Okay. Thyman,
Simple
you
man.
likely have a late night carving into Manticore pieces, let's be real. Beginning a attachment to your axe or an accessory?
I think I'm going to... I don't know what I want to do with the spikes of the axe yet. I was trying to think of what would be a good thing to do with them, but... I haven't come up with anything yet.
Then you are in just the planning stages, thinking of what you will do with these materials you have collected. June, we don't need to cover you. You've been in bed since like 9:01.
Right? Okay.
How easy is sleep to find for June? Is it like a simple mantra where he's just knocked out, or is that...
On the road, when he shares a sleeping space, sleep comes very easily. I'm sure there is some mantra or something that he can do. In his own private space, sleep comes hard. He does not sleep well. I suppose if you were to spy upon him, you would find him looking at an old black wooden flute and weeping openly.
You say weeping openly?
Yes.
Luckily, no one that you are aware of is spying on you, June. And then, of course, Jonal. You have the blood diamond that hovers ominously above you as you continue to contemplate this riddle. Laying down on the bed, having umbrage with the words, a vaguely feminine voice inserted into your head. What is Jonal's nightly ritual like?
Nightly ritual. I think, like, regardless of the setup he has, like, he doesn't, like, if you have a nicely made bed, he's going to, like, rebed it all, like, into, like, a little circle around him, and just, like, pull all the sheets up and, like, change everything and just, like, build his own little nest. Which he'll eventually fall asleep on.
And I need you to make me a charisma saving throw as well.
Oh, sorry, no bless there. So only
Although
23.
unblessed, sleep comes very easy to you. Feeling only... a creeping chill present on your skin as you continue to contemplate until unconsciousness finally soothes you in your nest of sheets. And come morning, the image, mental entirely, of a worm's eye opens, and you take a look around your room. It is... Well, June, you tell me, what time do you awaken every morning?
The precepts say that you must awake no later than 5 a.m., so I think that June awakes at, like, 4, right? Like, maybe 3:30. He's got to have time to prepare himself for the day, so that at 5 a.m. he is, like, 100% ready to go.
Understood.
Yeah.
No, you'll hear the telltale signs of creaky June going through the emotions of the morning. You go back to sleep. You wake up later. Maybe an hour or so, unless your monk/cleric forces you all to be up. But I doubt he's that belligerent or rude. Eventually, you all awaken. Dawn breaks. The tavern is as one would expect, with drunks and the poor hanging out on the floor. People walk over them awkwardly as some, somewhat hungover people begin to stumble back to their homes. Free rounds were given last night. Tales of riddles were spread. Bahamaron, or Bahamaron, whatever his fucking name is. I need to check it now. I feel like
Bahamaron.
Bahamaron.
Bananagram.
Bahamaron will call out to you all once you are assembled. Alright, we're going north, right? That's what we figured out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one clear direction that we have.
Alright, we'll start
You
going
were already
north.
You're already heading to Grinyo, weren't you, Bahamaron?
Oh, we didn't have a point set, really. But I don't think we're gonna cross the river tomorrow. I think we're just gonna go straight to Fresno. Or Crezo.
Fresno, what?
Yeah.
Going straight to Fresno.
We're going straight to
No.
Fresno.
Never.
It's a long road, but, you know, there's a little town between us and it. It's not too bad. You know, there might be gnolls on the way, but those jackal fuckers aren't gonna find us lurking or cowering. We got the mighty lemon juicers here.
We're the double D's now.
Yeah,
In this town,
spelled
sure,
DBBLDAS.
You can't spell?
That's rude.
Do not worry. Always be learning. It is one of the many precepts. I will help you spell. It will start with the
Don't
fundamental
you start.
letter. The first is A. It is shaped in this
Oh,
way.
dang it. Pax, you did this. It's too early in the morning for this shit.
We waste no space on our names. It's just 2 D's. Side by side.
DD.
Like Daredevil.
Double D. It's pronounced double D's.
Double
DD.
D's nut. Oh god.
Got him, Bahamron. Nice.
Bahamron, that seemed vaguely promiscuous. Remember, promiscuity is prohibited.
I knew he was a virgin. I called
How
it.
do children get born, June?
It's a great question.
Through promiscuity.
There we
But
go.
only when it is
Not
acceptable.
prohibited.
Acceptable in the eyes of who? Again.
The precepts, the wall of precepts.
Do you have to do it in front of the wall?
I thought it was the wall of discipline. This is the circular conversation. It is a
I just want to say, if we run into some things to kill, I call dibs right now. No one else can call it.
Well, someone should go
No.
look for Huthguk. I think he's been murdered in his bed. He's usually up first.
I had learned that there was an assassin on the prowl last night. Perhaps the assassin got him.
I definitely
Wait,
would have heard
wait,
it. I
wait.
sleep like a cat.
Huthguk was
Oh,
killed by an
Lexus
assassin?
already.
Merely speculate. It is just a thing that I have learned. And now you
He's
have
just
known it
being
as
a little
well.
creep in the room, all hunched over, his gleaming whatever, going.
Ungwinjun, if
know.
there's ever word of an assassin, please let me know.
You did
I,
not
uh,
ask.
You tryna
It seemed
I didn't-
unnecessary.
That
Pax
is
is
true.
trying to get
I'm
into
asking now.
assassin.
Oh,
She's
God.
trying to eat one.
We thought you
I
died.
had
You got
to-
up late.
Well, I'm fine.
Did you meet an assassin?
Don't worry about me. Oh, no.
Hmm.
What?
There's
Yes.
apparently an
I would've
assassin
known.
on
There's
That's-
apparently
I
an
don't-
assassin in town.
I sleep
I learned of
very
this last
lightly.
night.
Any
There's
noise
probably
can
like
awaken me.
30 assassins in every town. You just need to pay someone some money and they'll kill someone.
All right,
This
well,
one was
I've got
notable
some
enough, I
extra
learned it.
space in the
No one's paid me
caravan,
money to kill someone once.
So I'm gonna head to the local transporters guild to see if they need anything delivered. Anyone want to come with me?
Yeah, I'll head along.
Last time I went, you said I offended everyone.
You need
Sure
to see
do.
if I can just check some stuff out.
If you require my presence, just ask, and I shall be accompanying you.
It's not my fault the
You'll let
Dragonborn
me
in the
know
front
if we
looks
need you.
suspicious.
Indeed.
Yeah, let's go, Huthguk. Maybe check
Bye,
on
Huthie.
Dronal. He's staring into space.
If he starts
Dude.
reciting that goddamn poem again,
You mean the words of the Frost
don't you
Queen?
dare!
Okay, let's head out.
The Witch of the Hoarfrost? The beautiful maiden that sent us on this glorious quest?
God, he's fantasizing now. Look at him.
Oh, shit.
You've barely got chin hair, kid. Come on.
There's no hairs on my chin.
With Bahamron and Huthguk, they will depart deeper into Dan Ibel, looking to make deal and get a little bit more pay out of the travel they are already destined on. Huthguk, you will see mercantilism as well as the guilds and organizations and cult around transporting items, both by barge and by cart. This human culture of the Ur-Ateru is a strange one, but it is also a great place to gain news. It is a great place to figure out nice deals. as well as any sort of potential dangers and quests on the way from point A to point B. So my question, Mr. Huthguk, Thymond, is what do you focus your attention on as your good old caravaner is beginning to schmooze the local merchants?
I think the main thing I'm focusing on is just trying to find like either like good prices on some metals that I could work into jewelry, so that while we're traveling I can like spend my time working my craft and getting some extra income. Something for my good friend to sell once we get to the next town.
Doing tools check based off your intelligence.
This is gonna be a flat 10. I'll just roll. Classy. Twice in a row.
Thymond,
Rolled.
you hear the worst news ever. There is... That's so horrible. That's so sad. So in Lo Arla, which is effectively one of the larger settlements on this river, it is this one, if you can see my ping. Up here. This town is famed for their bronze work and their bronze forges, where copper and tin are mixed together. Tin coming from the east, where this orange arrow is luckily pointed, upriver by a mining outpost there. However, the tin that is needed to make this bronze has not recently made a delivery in quite some time. And now that delicious bronze work that everyone is lusting after in terms of metallurgy is currently hit a bottleneck in the market. Bronze being a relatively easy and durable metal to work with. Far inferior compared to dwarven metals, but here in human lands, it's like the best you got.
I got a lot of silver coins. I just had to mash
You'll
up.
have to jury rig something. Regardless, this is your one that you were able to get. Rip. Rest in peace.
I have a side plan how to make some rings.
Making deal to transport some belongings, Bahamon will summon forth the caravan along with the adventurers that accompany it. And by the end of morning, you guys will set out, heading north into the agricultural areas, the forested areas, and start your many-mile march northbound. I feel like this is a natural stopping point in terms of our first session, which means it's time to do experience as well as some reputation. We are
Going up that serpent, baby. I
Well,
really
I
held
think-
back from making a dick joke that entire time. I just want you to know.
I don't believe you. I think... in terms of cohesion, no one gets a point of cohesion.
Woo!
Indeed. But that's fine. It was just one monster. There will be many more fights to prove yourself. guys, we know the drill. Does anyone want to volunteer anyone for a point of reputation in any way, shape, or form?
I would like to volunteer Jonal for charity. I think that's pretty obvious.
Yep.
Small. You may gain 1 charity, bringing your charity up to what?
3. 3, 3, 3.
I don't think 2 gold's enough to get 3 charity. Let me see. Let me find out when you get the actual mechanical bonus.
My
If
intent
anything,
was to
John
spend a little
needs-
bit more of my gold before leaving town.
John
But-
needs more. I think John gets charity. What do you guys feel about that?
He gave away a lot of gold, yeah.
John,
A lot.
Only one John?
offer something else?
Works for me.
Go ahead and take that 1 point. At 3 charity, there is a bonus. Go ahead and take that point, Mr. Jonal. For you will gain a new increase of reputation at 3 charity, which narratively makes sense, as you had handed out specifically to an urchin. This is the bonus for having 3+ charity. For those of you listening, it says, you have made donations with organizations or individuals. People now know you to be a good person to approach when asking for a handout. Neat. Or nice.
Neato.
Cool.
That is at 3+. Anyone else want to volunteer another person or themselves?
I don't think we've gotten far enough yet.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't know if it... Mondo definitely was butchering that corpse pretty cruelly.
That's not cruel. Are butchers cruel people because they cut up?
I don't know, if someone tells me that you hack up the bodies of those you kill, I'm gonna call that cruelty. Yeah,
I didn't do it to a
actually.
human, right? This is a monster. It kills people.
Sure.
I'm defending my place. I'm not a cruel man.
I think he did it with
steal-
purpose.
I think you did it with greed.
I think he did it with joy. It kind of seemed like he did it with joy. Can you deny that?
No.
That sounds like cruelty to me.
How is that cruel? Was it alive? Was I torturing
Your,
something?
your enjoyment of it is what he means. I don't know if it
Oh, so if a butcher loves his craft, he's a cruel man. Okay. I understand.
I think it's been thoroughly rejected by Red, and I will lean with him. I don't think that's enough point of a reputation. Just
No.
Okay.
being a butcher or a poor butcher at a monster.
He
If
didn't,
had, tried
throw a
to
goblin
pawn off the helmet.
into
If he tried
Okay.
to pawn off the severed head, I would be more likely to agree with you, though. So I do appreciate the offer there. Combat, we had quest.
I had an inkling that someone was going to bring up the fact that I butchered that. They're going to call me cruel. So I already thought of it.
And you are. Fuck you. You're wrong.
Huang Guanjun already got charity, right?
Correct.
I was gonna shout him out for reliability.
Mhm.
Because those precepts were reliable, really reliable in their coming.
Let's get to start making
Yeah.
jewelry. Passive income.
You're already at 2 reliability, you're fine.
I'm okay. I mean, I was given a point of charity. I think that could be just the sum of this session.
Okay. I am fine with that. Jonal, you two were given a point of charity. We had a little bit of greed, but it wasn't like acted on.
Yeah.
We did.
It's really hard to give somebody greed for being like, hey, you want to give me some money? And then, like, not fighting for it or something, right?
For sure. Yeah. But it wasn't really. It was just sort of like a joke.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone... Is there a dog barking in my house? What is going on? Alright, I gotta check that out here in a minute. That was some weird noises, guys.
I sent my dog assassins after you.
True. Alright, we had amazing roleplay tonight. I am going to definitely reward that. Are you guys ready for some experience?
No.
Yes, sir.
2-5. Everyone, please take home 640 experience points. As level 3 characters, you start at 900. So please add that 900 total. You should all be at
1540.
Perfect.
At what?
1540.
1-5.
Yep. I missed a 3. No big deal. You guys did it. You were all great today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I am still a bit out of it from the sickness I received, but I hope we all had fun, which is always my main goal.
It's a good session.
That was fun. The precepts just keep hitting you, and I love it.
They sure did. Any shoutouts we want to make?
Shout out to
John. From
Suspense COVID.
Suspense COVID.
Made it through, powered through the sickness, got here.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd vow, but I'd vomit. You guys are wonderful. As always, don't die. We'll see you next week with more of the Insatiables. Toodles!
I think the bitterness does mean lemons.